scary as hell, as you guys know, with this COVID stuff. So the most things we've found out are nobody knows, and when we think we know, they change the rules. And so I think of this event for us as a sick patient who's dying. They're in critical care, and we're the doctors, so we have to have good monitors in place to keep this patient alive and provide good medications or treatment plans to get things going to keep this patient running through this illness that we're having for us business-wise. And so I'm going to hand it off to Jolene, and she'll get started, and we'll see how this goes.
So the first thing we did when this came about was we really put our forward-thinking hats on. And we thought, where is this potentially going to go? And let's forecast for that. So we obviously took the immediate measures right away of increasing sanitizing and measuring and measures to ensure the CDC standards. And then we screened patients, staff, and doctors at the door for any fever or respiratory issues. We rearranged the waiting room to allow for the 6-foot distancing. Obviously, this kind of came in different time frames based upon the regulations and how they were set. And we're in Washington State. I don't know if we have any out-of-staters on, but so we kind of had different measures day by day, sometimes hour by hour. So staying up with it, was a little difficult in the beginning. So some of the things we've done is we created some designated clinic hours for higher risk patients or those that are less comfortable coming into the office with patients in the waiting room. And we, as I said, we took immediate action on financial projections with a best case to worst case scenario. We have about 4 different scenarios and started brainstorming action plans for those. And so we came up with kind of this threshold, we're going to hit this next action plan, and then this next threshold, we'll hit this next action plan, all the way through to a worst case scenario, because even now, we don't know how long this is going to last or what it's going to look like. And then we reduced our staff hours across the board to try and keep all of them working. So instead of laying staff off, we just tried to balance that out and reduce hours and then allow them to collect unemployment to supplement their income. We consolidated some clinic hours to reduce gaps in the schedule. And we are also doing recalls on patients that we haven't seen in a few years, trying to get them on the schedule, if not now, at least 2 months from now, or wherever we can get them on the schedule so that we're filling the schedule for the future. Because as you know, if you have a decrease in new patients, we're going to have an issue in a couple months on what that looks like. So that is one thing we've really been hitting hard on, is recalling those patients and getting them on the schedule. And then, of course, we're continuing to market and do some fun things through social media platforms, just for our community. It's a really heavy time right now, so we want to be not only a source of health and well-being for our patients, but also a source of inspiration wherever we can. So we're doing some of those things. Part of our mission is to improve the quality of lives, including our community. So we've partnered with 2 community agencies to be a food and supply drive drop-off place, so that it's convenient for people to contribute that are coming to their doctor's appointments or coming to work. And some of the things I would just recommend is make sure you have a plan for your practice and manage your cash flow. Forecasting is really important. At this time, you really want to accelerate your AR and decelerate your AP. Accelerate your accounts receivable and decelerate your accounts payable. Eliminate any and all unnecessary spending and expenses. Reduce your inventory and expand your line of credits. Be sure to tend to your patients too. So they're going through a hard time through this too, and we want to make sure that we're able to accommodate them in any way that we can. I have actually sent out several communication letters to the patients in ways of social media platforms, email campaigns, and real letters. Kind of sharing with them, hey, if you have an accommodation that you need to come into our office, let us know and we'll see if we can meet that, so that we create as much comfort for them to be able to come into the office and get the treatment they need so that they don't have an issue later. And then also, for those of you that have staff, remember, they're the people that help make you successful. So one of the things that we found is communicate, even if you don't know what's going on. And if you feel like you're over communicating, there have been so many staff that have told us how grateful they are that we are communicating with them as much as we have been. And they've also shared that other people aren't, and they probably aren't because they don't know what they're going to do in their business or what moves they're going to make. But even if you don't know, just communicate with your staff. That's so important. Understand your value proposition in your marketing. And this is a great opportunity to figure out how we can increase our value. At this time, we did something simple like just hand sanitizers for our patients, just to create a little extra value for them coming into the office. Think about what you can do to create extra value at this time. And then last but not least, probably one of the most important factors, make sure that you are monitoring what drives your business. Make sure you're looking at your metrics. Make sure you're looking at your patient loads every day. Make sure you're looking at your new patients so that you know what areas of those early warning signs you're starting to look at so that you can start to make a proactive plan for that.
As podiatrists, we've been doing this from yesterday, today, tomorrow, but this moment in our practice careers is going to leave everything changed. So 6 months from now, when everything's back ramped up and we're kicking ass again and everything's good, I think we can anticipate that we'll be doing things differently. Telemedicine will be a forever new part of our practice. And so this is what we're trying to think of on our scheming meetings to see how this is all going to look then, not just today and tomorrow, but 6 months down the road, a year down the road, so that we're prepared, ready to roll out whatever's coming our way so we can be on the front lines to make it better.